Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a brand new stock, and that stock is GreenBank Capital, traded on the Canadian Stock Exchange under the ticker GBC. So sorry I haven't been posting the last week or so. I got sick, I got tonsillitis, and so I had to go on some antibiotics, and it came back a little bit, but I'm back on antibiotics. So sorry if my voice is a little raspy, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys just so you guys can start taking a look at it and also doing your own DD on it. So let's get right into the video and let me crank down some numbers with you guys about this. And I'm actually pretty excited about this, and I think this could turn out to be like a really good investment. That's just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but let's get right into it. Okay, so right now GreenBank is currently trading at 41 cents. They have 50 million float right now, which is actually really small, and it gets a little bit confusing here, so bear with me. But so right now they own 19% of StemMiner Group, which is a group that also has a bunch of investments, and GreenBank Capital has the option to buy 100% of StemMiner Group. Right now it's at a 19% stake, like I had previously said, but it can increase to the 100%. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then also with StemMiner, they're going to be acquiring 100% of Substantia Group, which is also really good. And then I'm going to be also talking about GreenBank's other investments, just briefly. But so let's get right into that. So GreenBank, other than the 19% stake in StemMiner Group, they also own a Bitcoin related company, but that company hasn't really been doing anything. And also with a mining company. But those ones I'm not gonna really be talking about, but I just mentioned them. There's also a few others, but I want to talk about the key big ones that are where the value is at, because talking about like a few million here and there isn't big substantial value when we're talking about this. Where the value really is with GreenBank is that 19% stake in StemMiner Group and being increased to 100. So I'm going to be basing it off of them acquiring 100% of it, because I believe that it's pretty much a done deal. That's not set in stone, but it's kind of like the SPACs. If you guys know what SPACs are, it's just special acquisition corporations that merge with other companies to help them go public. And so when they get a definitive agreement, it's pretty much a done deal, but there's always like an off chance of it not happening, but that's like 1% chance, I would say. So I'd say that's like the likelihood with this, like it's 99% chance gonna go through, which I believe it will. So I'm just gonna base my numbers off it actually closing, and then I'll also factor in the dilution that would occur in that as well. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about that. But let's just talk about the holdings that StemMiner holds and why there's so much value to that. So first off, they own 400 million OBIT, which is a cryptocurrency. And if you guys haven't looked into OBIT, it's spelled AUBIT. I'll put a little bit of a picture on the screen of it. And so it's a really cool cryptocurrency. And basically they're building a platform where it's going to be a trading platform kind of used all around the world. And if you have this cryptocurrency used in it, then you'll save on fees. And I honestly believe that it could become a really big platform. So I was gonna buy some OBIT, but now that investing in GreenBank gets me some, basically it's really worth investing for my, like, just because I wanted to buy some OBIT, but now I'm getting some OBIT. Why not get GreenBank? So that's something to also take a look at as another investment. Maybe I'll have to do a video about OBIT. But so right now they have 400 million OBIT, and that's currently valued at 5.2 million. And so I mean, if you did 19% of that, that's what GreenBank technically owns right now. But I'm just basing it off of 100, so just make sure you understand that. So 5.2 million right now, Canadian is the value of the OBIT that they own. And then they also own 28, well, they don't own it, but they have an option to buy 28 acres of land that is right near the second largest airport in England. And that land is going to be valued between 114 million right now, and they have the option to buy that for way less. So that's big profit. So basically you're baking in 114 million there, and then 5.2 million so far from the OBIT as well. So that gives you a grand total, of 119 million so far. And then we got another thing. So Staminair Group owns a motorcycle manufacturing company. So it's doing about 20 million a year in sales. So I did a 5x to that revenue, which is honestly low for going into EV, because they're actually moving into the EV market of motorcycles. It's going to be like one of the first in England, which is going to be huge, and it's one of the biggest. So it's doing 20 million a year right now. So I did a 5x on the revenue to get the market cap of that. So that's 100 million, and that's honestly really slow. You see right now in the market, there's so many pre-revenue companies that are in the EV space trading at super high valuation. So doing a 5x on revenue is honestly pretty conservative. I would maybe even do a 10, but I like to be conservative with my numbers. So 5 times 20 million a year in revenue, you get $100 million market cap there as well. So now adding that up, you get 219 million in value. All right, so let's write that down. 219, and right now they have 50 million shares out, like I said. But there is going to be a little bit of diluting just because they are going to be giving shares to Staminair Group for finishing the acquisition to be 100%. So then GreenBank would own Staminair Group. So it is a bit confusing. So I'm just going to dive into how many shares would totally be outstanding once the whole deal of 100% ownership of Staminair. So let me get right into that number. All right, so after they acquire 100% of Staminair Group, 112 shares will be publicly traded. So when I'm finding the fair value of the company, I would say it's 219 million. So if you do $2 for shares, that would put the company at $224 million market cap, and I said the fair value would be 219, and that's being super conservative. I did a 5x on the motorcycle business. I did right now OBIT is 5.2 million, but I think it's going to go a heck of a lot higher than that. So you got super low numbers, and I'm being conservative. But that means that after they pretty much acquire Staminair Group, this stock should be trading at $2, and right now it's at 40 cents. So that is a 5x from right now, and that's just to value. So I love value investing for this reason, just because when you do find this value, the market eventually recognizes it. It's just a lot harder with this because it's a little bit more complex, and since they haven't acquired 100% of it yet, you don't know if it's going to happen, but you have a good idea that it's happened. It's one thing to mention though is that it has been delayed twice because of commercial reasons that both sides of the company wanted to delay for. So that just makes me think that it is going to go through, because why would they delay if they didn't want it to go through, So I do believe that it will go through. So I have been personally buying some shares around 40 cents, and I do believe my price target is $2 by kind of June, August basically. So I do think that it would get around there, just because that would be the fair value of it once they acquire, or if they acquire Staminair Group for the 100%. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you guys got a little bit of an understanding about GreenBank Capital. I'm gonna be doing an interview with David, the CEO, sometime soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys had an awesome weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one.